Yeah, it's a very serious topic.
I understand like money stuff sometimes can be used in the wrong way. Like, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Positive Guys podcast with myself, Fortunato,
And Luca.
and this is episode 12. So welcome again for tuning in, guys. I just want to start off the episode by saying thank you for all the great support that we received in the past few episodes.
It's
guys.
absolutely insane. Like we've never gotten that much. Like I'm just in shock too. Like I was in shock. Like we called each other.
It's crazy. Yeah, because me and Luca, like before we start our day, we like to post the videos early in the morning. So at the same time, it kind of like, when you guys wake up, you guys can see it right away and you guys cannot miss out on an episode. And it's been working very well for us and working very well for you guys. So we just want to say thank you for everyone DMing us, for the support and for the sharing. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah, and the views too. I don't understand. Like like you said, we uploaded at 6:30 a.m. and just waking up, because I uploaded, go to bed, wake up, and I wake up 2 hours later. And when I wake up 2 hours later, I wake up to like a gift every day. Like so many views, and I'm like in shock. And I'm so excited to see it. It feels really good.
And guys, like not only the views, it's just like the people that are direct messaging us saying that this episode touched them. Like, that really means a lot to us, because every single episode we do, we really work hard on making it perfect and making it what we can do to help someone out with their mental health, with being positive, and just being happy.
Yeah. And I'm glad it can like touch that many people, because it's like, honestly, like it's like it feels really good to like help other people out, because like it's like I don't know how to express myself.
It's rewarding. Yeah. It's rewarding. It's rewarding because you're doing something that's good for the community. You're doing something that's good for an individual, and that's why I wanna jump into this episode right now. When we say community, if you guys don't know. For any of our new viewers of who's watching, a lot of you guys do know who I am, but a lot of you who are tuning in now, my name is Fortunato, but I own a Mother's Love Foundation, if you haven't heard, and it's a community organization. Sorry, that's a non-profit organization that we help benefit families in need, the homeless, and hospital establishments that we raise money for each and every single day, month, and year. I'm the founder, and today we wanted to jump into the episode of how it's rewarding to help out the community. And by doing this Positive Guys podcast that we jumped into now 2.5 months ago, I feel like we're really helping the community out in a mental way, if you know what I mean.
That, which is really good, because there's no physical change, but there's mental change. Like I love to make people laugh, whether it's like anything. Like, let's just take example, there was last week's topic, what was it again? With you is depression. I don't know which one it was again, but that's the title. And like, it's a very serious topic, but we weren't like sad the entire video. We were happy. We were telling you guys like the benefits, like, and like what you could do in order to feel better, and like all the tactics that make you feel better and mentally healthy.
Exactly, and I just think, like, especially with this podcast, we're helping out. We don't have to help out thousands of people. We would love to help out millions and millions of people, but if we're helping out tens of people or hundreds of people or one person, it's always beneficial. Yeah. And that's what that's what I like to do for my projects that I do every single week. Every single week we do different projects. That we take on. It can either be feeding the homeless, or bringing clothes to a homeless shelter, or helping a family in need, or whatever it is. And each and every single week, one project can help 100 people, one project can help one person.
Exactly.
And it just goes to show that no matter how many people you're helping, at least you're helping one. At least you're putting it out there to help somebody.
And it doesn't matter how big or small the action is. If you're making an action to make the difference, I think you feel like it's rewarding. And like I said, it's like, it's good for you too. It makes you, it teaches you like that you have to be fortunate for some things. And there's like you're giving like 25 cents, but to you, it's like, oh, I'm not going to give it because like, it's not enough. Well, to them, it's a lot. And I know
that's exactly
it's taught me a lot. Like, just to give whatever you have, it doesn't matter, because the next day, like, you might not even have it in your pocket anymore. You might have used it for something else, but you could have given it and made someone's day. And I think like their smile at the end of the day means a lot.
It's huge. Yeah, exactly. And that's a good point that what you're saying, Lucas, that like, for us, 25 cents, $1 means nothing. You spend $4 or $5 on a coffee at Starbucks, understand? For us, but like, $1 for somebody goes a very, very long way. And I've learned that through like what I've been doing is that giving somebody $1, or it goes for anything. They can buy themselves a coffee at McDonald's, and then from there they can, if you're giving them $2, they can buy a hamburger. It really goes a long way for them, and it actually feeds them a meal a day. I understand, like, our meals will cost us 20 to 40 bucks, whatever it is, wherever we're going. But these guys' meals are like on a budget of $5, which they can get a lot of, and they can really fill up their stomachs.
And
when I speak for the homeless,
and it makes them. I think it also gives them that sense of security too. For anyone giving definitely. Anything, whatever you're giving, it gives them that sense of security just as much as it gives you the sense of security to know you have money in the bank. Well, for them,
exactly,
knowing they have like change and spare change for the day, I think it gives them like security and it makes them feel good too.
Yeah, it goes a long way. I mean, like I don't really, like, with us, with my foundation, like, you know, we don't really like to give all the time money. I understand, like, money sometimes can be used in the wrong way, like a lot of people interpret it. Understand, but you know, you don't even have to give money. You give whatever you can give, you know, just to pay it forward. And I feel like that's a key thing, is just to pay it forward, because I feel like in life, I just feel like in life, whatever you do for somebody that you know you're doing good for somebody, you know, someone's doing something good for you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do it because you want good in your life, but like you have to do it because you want to do it, and don't look for someone to give it back to you, but it's gonna come one day. Understand, in a different type of way.
It's self-rewarding, whether it's gonna be later, or it's gonna be right away with that instant like good feeling you're gonna get. I think that smile, the mental satisfaction you get from giving to someone, I think you don't get from anything else. And whether it could even be someone, for example, Fortunato at the beginning was driving me home, and like I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, here, I transferred him $20, and he couldn't deny it. He has no choice but to take it because it's like auto deposit, and it felt super good. It felt like, and I feel like those small actions mean more than like doing anything.
Exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's a good point, because when I was driving home Luca home, like I did it for pleasure. It's not like I really didn't mind at all, because you know it was on my way home, and I don't mind to drive anyone home. I understand, especially if they need a lift or something. But you know, by doing that, and like me doing the gesture to bring him home, like what I wanted to do, he understood that. He wants to also pay it back to me and pay it forward to me. So he transferred my money, which he didn't have to do at all. But at the same time, it's just something that people understand that someone's doing good for you, and they're gonna do good for you, and they're gonna do good for you.
Just never take it for granted. I don't because a lot of people take that for granted, and I find it's like 100%. Whether it's a lift, whether it's like someone giving you an orange every day, because you don't want it, and you're just giving it. They're giving you an orange every day. That's something that someone's paying for somewhere that you're getting for free, and it's a fruit.
There you go.
And not many people have that blessing to have a fruit, literally.
I just feel like life is like a big cycle. Like when you go at Christmas time, and like your uncles or your aunts are giving you $25, like a gift certificate, and then like your parents are giving their kids $25. Like it's just a circle of life. Understand? People are giving to give.
Yeah.
Understand? And people are giving to get, but you have to understand the mentality of it. Understand? Don't give to get. Understand? Give because you want to give.
Exactly.
Understand? At the same time. And I think that's the big thing that people have a mistake with. Understand is that people give hundreds of stuff, hundreds of thousands of dollars, whatever they do, and these big corporations, but they do it because they want to do it. They do it because they want to help, and at the same time, they want people to know that what they're doing is beneficial for the community, which is awesome to see. But then there's people that are doing like stuff that are like they're giving away $20 of something, and they want the whole world to know because they're giving away $20.
I don't think that's not how it works. That's definitely not how it works. And it's something that, like, if you're giving from your heart, there's a you could just, I think you can tell, number one, and if you're not giving forcefully, like there's many times where I've been walking and I was like, I thought, and I was like, do I give him the $3? Do I even have change? Do I even bother looking? And every time I think I've just looked, because why not spend that 3 seconds to look in your pocket to see if you have anything, and just give it.
Because I feel like that's the biggest interpret of these people is that, like, for myself, like whenever I do something, I understand, like at the beginning I've always done little steps, and my goal was always to give in a way that to make other people understand that giving is cool, giving is something that is cool to do, and that should be done. Understand? Because taking care of your neighbor, or taking care of your friend or your family member is something that you're born to do in life. Understand? You can't make anyone go to the ground and fall to the ground. You have to be there to pick them up and to help them out with anything. So I feel like, when you want to post something on anything, if you want to post on Instagram or Facebook, and you gave something a meal away, it's cool, no problem. Understand? Like, it's perfectly fine to post that. It's your privacy, but make sure that you're trying to impact other people's lives. At the same time, you're trying to show people that I did this, you could do this too, and if we all do it together, imagine what the world could become.
And I think it costs nothing, because sometimes it's just the granola bar that you have on your way back home, and you're passing someone that wants food. and
that needs it. Yeah.
and you could just literally hand it over, and I think it'll make the day.
Yeah, like I'm honestly telling you, like, I swear to God, I've given so much that, like, just little snacks here and there that I felt like I wasn't doing enough. But by me just giving like a water bottle to somebody and them telling me I haven't drank water in the past 2 to 3 days, I understand that hits home. Yeah. Understand, because us, like, we go home, we drink like 6-7 bottles of water, and sometimes we don't even drink the whole bottle of water, and it gets thrown in the trash. So for him to tell me that, like, you know, this homeless individual that I gave him a bottle of water and he hasn't drank water in the past 2 to 3 days, that's crazy. Understand, like, it feels good and it feels like you did something. So never think that no matter how small your gift is, no matter how small that something you're giving away, it's not going to go unnoticed to somebody. No matter how small it is, it's going to make a difference in somebody's lives, especially in the community.
Whether it's to I think it's like even to the person you're giving. Like, if you're giving to that specific person, you like, I think that's the only person you need to impact. Him, yourself, and showing that you can do this a lot more often and you can afford it. Because honestly, it's not even budgetary. It has nothing to do with your budget, because we know that those 25 cents and those 10 cents won't end up anywhere because you're always constantly using your debit card. So I think at this moment in time in the world where we're at, giving that 15 cents or 20 cents or 25 cents will make the biggest difference for them and won't even impact you.
Exactly. And stepping out, like, that's awesome. But, like, you know, like, stepping out of, like, the homeless cycle of what things are, but, like, stepping out of, you know, we have a generation where we have a lot of social media platforms and a lot of way to, you know, put the word out there without, you know, spending a lot of money, like they used to do back in the day with advertisement. Understand? So, you know, the social media outlets you have, guys, use them for, you know, I can't tell you what to use them for. Like, anybody can use them for business. It's awesome. I understand. But if you're wanting to make a difference in the community in a kind way, in a positive way, guys, social media is one of the best tools you can use. I remember when I used social media, guys, and I wanted to get my word out there, it hit right away. Understand? Because people understand your message and you understand the message you're trying to get across. So these outlets, like the Positive Guys outlets that we have on this podcast, or our Instagram, my Instagram, Luca's Instagram, that we spread positivity, you know, it goes a long way, even if you're just hitting one person.
Networking could be used for good, bad, whatever it is.
Exactly.
But if you're using it the positive way, I think that's just number one. It's the best action you're going to be doing, because it's going to, in the future, it's going to put the biggest smile on your face. Like, once you realize, because at first maybe you don't see how many people you're impacting, because I'm sure when you first started your foundation, it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm probably making such a big difference. No, that's, at first it's like, oh, okay, wow, okay, well, this guy felt good this week. He smiled, and that smile will stay with you forever.
You grow, like, that's the big key. Is like, the big key word is you're growing. Understand? No matter what you do, you're always just make sure to take that step one. Like this Positive Guys podcast, guys. I know, like, we all took that step to start the podcast, understand? And once we started the podcast, we made sure that we continue those steps in succeeding in what we wanted to do. And that was to spread positivity and, you know, to really put the word out there about mental health. And it just goes to go with my situation too, you know? I did one project that was very small, and I kept doing projects until they got bigger and on the next level. I understand? And the key word is the key word in that is consistency, to never give up.
And that it's just like how, like, it's how you view it too. If you think that it's never going to get big, well, I'm going to be really honest with you. I don't think it will ever get big, because your vision is as big as your thoughts. And I think that's like something that not many people see. Like, if your vision is something like, and maybe I can do this, but I think I'm only planning on helping 2 people. Well, then you're probably going to aim, you're going to help those 2 people. But is it going to, like, you have to come in with a positive and super strong energy, and you're almost like you're going to conquer the world. You're not going to be the king of Montreal, but you're not going to be, but you're going to conquer it, and you're going to do it like as your best as you can, and it'll only progress.
I remember when we started this podcast with, you know, myself and Hater, and we brought Luca in and everything, you know, like myself and Hater, like, we had the idea of, you know, helping out people and helping out the most we can. And, you know, it was good energy. And then even when Luca came in, it was even like a lot of more energy too. And I understood something that Luca, of what he had, is he had a lot of boost in energy, and he wanted to do more of what he could actually possibly do. And that grows you as a person, that grows you as a company, that grows you as any social media outlet you have out there, understand? You know, not wanting to just, you know, cater to 100 people, but cater to millions of people. Understand? Your drive that you have inside of you, it caters to how many people you want to affect. So if you're wanting to affect millions and millions of people every day, you're going to wake up in the morning and you're not going to want to stop any single second of the day to make that dream come true.
Exactly. And it's like, you think that your small action won't make a difference, but that's not the way of thinking. I think, I'm not going to tell you how to think, but there's a certain aspect of when you're doing something, and you have to know. You just Even if you're not sure it's gonna work, you have to put all of your your power and your ambitions into it, and it's gonna work because you're putting all your effort into it. And sometimes it might not work, but maybe
exactly,
you come back to it 3 months later with an even better and stronger ambition, and it just works that time. But it wasn't a matter of luck, it was just a matter of how much you wanted it, and at that point in your life you didn't want it that much, so it didn't work out. But you came back. It came back to you at a good time in life.
Yeah, this is the episode that we talked about when me and Luca talked about entrepreneurs and stuff like that. Going back to that episode, and having so many ideas of ourselves and so many people that we've seen around us that they have ideas, but we have so many ideas that it doesn't work out. You have to have, the key word is to have one idea and one dream that you want to go after big time. And yes, you can have a couple other types of dreams that you want around you, but have that one dream that you want, have that one key thing that you want in life, and go after that and make the rest of your dreams follow you. Understand?
Whatever makes you happy and smile. At the end of the day, I think it's it's not selfish, but at the end of the day, it's all about you. When you go back to bed, you want to be lying down and you want to reflect and be like, wow, I want to be happy. Exactly. Because if you're happy, you can help other people.
Exactly. And I think one thing about it is, going back to the community and how it works, is that never forget where you came from, never forget where you started, never forget the struggles you had in your hometown, in your home, in your house. I remember I started my foundation by people dropping me off bags of clothes in my garage and me sorting them out, during the night, and just making sure that everything was folded and cleaned and washed and everything to give to these families in needs. Understand? And it just goes to show, you have to always, go back to where you first started, because, thinking about your first step of life and where you first started, it really shows how far you came. Understand? So never forget how far you came. Always try to look back at your past.
And from my perspective, I think what happened with, let's say for me, helping back into the community, for me, it was literally, this is, it might sound cheesy, but this is how it's going to come out. Meeting Fortunato gave me the opportunity to rework again onto what I like to do, which is editing and making videos and making montages and doing that. Because before that, I had I think it was a 3-year break of not doing anything. And then as soon as he asked me, would you like to be on the Positive Guys as their editor, I was like, sure. And then it was just a plus being the host. But getting back into what I like to do, I think that made me feel so good and happy. And then it makes me be able to perform better on camera. It makes me feel good, and it helps me speak to you guys about my experience from where I came from.
That's awesome to hear, man.
It's you gave me a second opportunity. It's I was maybe because especially that it was the end of my semester. I was what am I gonna do? What am I gonna I love editing, but because of school, I don't like it anymore. And then here Fortunato comes out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere. I was just giving him advice, and he's like, you know what, you should come onto the Positive Guys as our editor. And I was like, that sounds really good, because I think that'd be the best thing for me.
It's just, exactly. It's just taking chances. Understand? Luca took a chance. I took a chance by asking Luca to be on the podcast. Luca took a chance by, actually going to the podcast and working with us and everything. And I feel with myself, what I learned with this whole entire podcast thing, with, starting a podcast and, having, Luca has an editor and, editing and stuff. I learned a lot of things about technology that I didn't know about before. Yeah. I learned how to work mics and earphones and stuff like that, even though it wasn't new, wasn't the best thing that I'm learning how to work at. And one thing that really made me open up, what you guys did, is that, especially what Luca did, is that he showed me that you should really express yourself on video, because all my stuff was posted and it was just pictures. But this type of podcast, it gets for people to know who I am, and get to know who what I do, and the same thing for us and who we are. Exactly, guys. But guys, honestly, it's once again, guys, these podcasts are so fast. It's 20 minutes, but it takes so fast to film them because we have so much joy to do it.
The 20 minutes doesn't go by. I think if this would be a 24-hour podcast, I think it'd feel like we'd be losing our whole day in the spur of an hour. It doesn't feel like 20 minutes. And when we do our 36 minutes one, it doesn't feel like 36 minutes. So
not at all. But guys, honestly, we've been working really hard at this. We really talk to me and Luca talk a lot to each other about ideas that we have about podcasts. And one idea that we have coming up is called Couch Time.
Yeah.
And it's a really, really cool concept that me and Luca came up with.
It's different. It's not going to be as serious as the podcast. It's going to be funner.
Exactly.
It's going to be
exactly.
Literally a lot more, because it's obviously going to be different. We wouldn't be doing the same thing twice. It's gonna be more. I can't say more short. It's gonna be shorter, and it's gonna catch your attention, and it's gonna be like funny, and I think sometimes humorous. We could say it's gonna be humorous, and it's gonna be like laughs. You're gonna be laughing with us for sure. I'm
exactly,
positive.
and it's gonna be like 2 to 3 minutes. We don't want to say more about what it is, but just know that it's called Couch Time, so we'll be on a couch. But it's gonna happen one time a week that we're gonna post this thing. But just look forward to it. Stay tuned for it. We don't want to say too much about it. We want it to be a surprise, and we're just trying to give the most content out there for you guys to enjoy this time in quarantine and this crazy crisis time.
And use this time to reflect, because we have so much time, and I think it's perfect time. Like me and Fortunato were on a call yesterday. And it's perfect time, because usually he wouldn't have had time for this, like just to speak like that. And I wouldn't have had time, because it probably would have been in class like as we're speaking right now. I actually had a class on the app called Zoom. Yeah, I was in my bed and I was looking at the teacher, and she was at her house, and it's super weird, but I'll have to get used to it, I guess.
It's just, I feel like this type of thing right now, like as the weeks go by, it's different. Life is different, but at the same time, us staying positive, I'm kind of enjoying it. Like I'm
literally adjusting to it. I honestly,
because we're creating. Understand? We're not staying home and just doing nothing. We're creating,
and that's what everyone should do. This is a perfect time to take a pen and this, just start writing what you want to do. Whether it's your future, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's your laundry, whether it's a list of what you want to make. Like cookies, baking, whatever it is, just write it down and start checking them off, and you're gonna see as the week goes by, you're gonna be like, oh my god, we're already Wednesday, and I made I'm running out of time to make to do my things, and that's how the
make progress. Make progress. But guys, honestly, it's another podcast done in the books. But as much as we want to keep talking, we kind of want to do another episode next week. We want to save our thoughts for next week. But honestly, we're going to be dropping 2 podcasts, our couch time episode, and just stay tuned for more content coming up from the positive guys. And as Luke always says, to keep smiling. And I always say to be positive, and just keep doing that, and we'll get through this crisis.
So keep smiling and be positive. And you guys are absolutely amazing. Keep up the good work. Even as much as you guys think you're not doing much at home, you're doing just as much as anyone else can do.
Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you once again for tuning in. Hope you're all having a great day. All right. Fortunato tuning out.
And Luca signing out.